And I'm glad that you're not one of those weird people. Because I know I have to visit clubs, so. Alright, and just a reminder, we do have timing restraints on these, so if you don't see John hold up that green card, try to fill up the time until he does. That's kind of the challenge of Table Topics, is to fill that full 1 minute. And it seems like a lot longer when you're actually up here. Alright, second question. How would you cope if vacations were made illegal by the government, punishable by death? Any volunteers? Kevin. 1 minute, yes.
1 minute, 2 minutes?
Correct.
Okay. If the government has ever made vacation punishable by death, I would not mind staying in school forever. I'm serious. That's because I think that I'm only good at school. Like, all my life, all that I've ever done was be in school and do my homework. And when I go home, I just play video games, surf the internet, and just go to bed. And the fun part of school, for me, would be the fact that I procrastinate so often that I have to do homework last minute, or else I fail and get held back. And that would really be bad for my date of graduation that I promised to other people. I wouldn't mind being in school for a long time. So thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. I believe that's a very unique opinion you have there. I don't know if anyone else would voluntarily stay in school, but thank you. All right, third question. What is the best vacation you have ever had, and what made it so special? Any volunteers? Is there a volunteer over there, maybe? Adrian.
All right, so I think my most favorite vacation was about 3 years ago over the summer. About 8 other friends and I, we went to Hawaii and we rented out this vacation spot. A nice view. You look outside the ocean, just right there, the sun rising and everything. And it was basically all, it wasn't all glass, it was like a wood, like almost like a wooden cabin, but also like a modern type of home. And it also had a bunch of windows, so every direction you could see the ocean or you could see like the forest, and just, it was a beautiful view. So we were there for about 2 weeks, and we went ATVing. This is a really nice golf course. I have no idea what any of these names are called, so I can't give any spots to hit up when you guys go there. But this is a super nice golf course. Like one of the most popular golf courses there. So if you ever do go to Hawaii, just ask for the super green, the trees, everything there. It just looks. It's like amazing. It's like you just see, and it's like who, like where did this come from? Like who made it? Like it's just it's awesome. So. That the fruit there is amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever been overseas or like anywhere that's not U.S. But the fruit in Hawaii is amazing. So if you guys ever go to Hawaii, check out the bananas. But so we did that. We went snorkeling, scuba diving, sailing, just everything you can do. Just hit up all the tourist spots in it. What made it so special is because it was a bunch of friends getting together and just going out having fun. Didn't have any homework or anything to worry about, no work, commitments or anything, so that was my favorite vacation.
It sounds like you had a lot of leisure time. Not the work days, leisure, everyone. Thank you, Gavin. All right, and now on the extreme opposite, what is the worst vacation you've ever had? And what made it so god-awful that you have to speak about it today? Volunteers. Maybe some of our guests in the back that came in? Yeah? Maybe? Elliot.
Well, one of the, not worst, but kind of unpleasant vacations that I've had is, you'll kick me for this, when I went to Italy. Okay, I was there for an entire month, so I went to many different places. And the specific place where things got a little bit on the downward turn was Venice. It was the last stop of our road trip. We'd been from the south of Italy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the geography. We've been from the south, the boot, all the way up through Rome and Naples and Florence. It was really cool. And Venice was our last stop. And like the northeast, like it's an island. And it was really cool. So we're there for a day, looking around, seeing everything, all the shops, all the architecture is beautiful. And it started raining quite a lot. And this is like in the middle of the summer. I was, from California. And I said, hey, what's this all about? Why is it raining in the summer? Italy, in Venice. Let's go. Water's everywhere. I don't need more of there. So we're all back at the hotel, and no one really wanted to do anything. There was so much to do, and no one wanted to leave because, as small as Venice is, you have to walk everywhere because there's no cars. There's boats and there's walking, and that's it. And I said, I'm done with this. I'm going to leave. And so I left. I didn't have an umbrella, mind you. And I had a jacket that was, I think a little waterproof. And I left and I started to walk. And I thought, this place isn't so big. I can just walk around and look at things. And I was following the crowds, looking at the Venetian glass and all of the different things, the fountain pens made of Venetian glass, everything there. It's really cool. And I realized I have no idea where I am. I was like, I am lost in Venice. And so I kind of didn't want to admit it. So I walked around and I was like aimlessly trying to figure out, like, okay, here's a giant square. Where could this be? How do I get back? And I was making my way. I thought I was making progress. I really wasn't. And I finally sucked it up, and I asked someone. It's a shot in the dark. I don't speak much Italian, and I'm in Italy. So I asked him, hey, do you speak any English? And he says, oh, yes, a little. So he starts talking to me. And fortunately, my hotel was right by the train station. So I walked back with him. He took me right there. We chatted a little conversationally. He was a really cool guy. He was actually leaving Venice, and he helped me out. He saved me out there. So I got back, and all in all, it was a great experience. But I got back in the hotel and told them about it, and they said, well, the tour guide says you should get lost in Venice anyways. And I said, oh, great. I actually had a decent time despite all that.
Lost in Venice. That sounds like a Mary Kate and Ashley. Well, speaking of Venice, Hawaii, if you could go vacation to anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Volunteers. Maybe Mark? Mark.
Mr. Tabletop Master, Toastmasters, and my fellow guests. When I got out of college, I got into selling insurance. Not the best idea. One of the great things I got out of it was one really rich insurance guy, which was one of my mentors. And he traveled all over the world. So one day I sat down with him in one of our meetings, our pep talks, and I asked him, you've been all over the world. Where do you recommend that I go? What's your favorite place to go in the world? And he said, Vienna. And ever since then, I've wanted to go to Vienna. I haven't been there yet, but as for asking him why I should go, he said, it is the most beautiful city in the world. It is an awesome historical place that is filled of great architecture, a lot of different art. It's like Rome, I'm talking about Italy, Rome meets South Africa as for its architecture, some of its landscape. South Africa is the most beautiful place I've ever been to. Cape Town. Cape Town has mountains like Tahoe, but then it has an ocean like Santa Barbara. And so if Vienna is anything like that, then that's where I want to go.
Thank you, Mark. I can speak for us all, as Kevin suggested as not when I say that we all love it when you speak. Thank you. All right, next question. Think of a new holiday break and explain why we should celebrate it. It can be as long or as short as you'd like. Volunteers? Diana, I think I see you maybe volunteering.
Yeah, I see her too. I see her hand.
Yeah, someone? At this point, I'm going to call someone to make it come up. Eva. Come on up.
Oh.
I Invent a new holiday and celebrate.
Invent a new holiday. Go. Good luck.
So, if I had to invent a new holiday, I would say every single person in this room should be able to pick a week in the entire year and just take a week off. Whatever week they want, and they should be excusable from work and school. And you can do whatever you want. And if I had to choose it, I would probably take probably an extra week after spring break. Just because I have exams then. So.
Postpone.
And
Why should we take this week?
we should all take this week because I think we all deserve it. Because we all work very hard. And technically we only have, I think, 3 holiday days this semester. And one of them was taken from us. Good.
Oh.
Okay.
She's like, I'm done. I have no clue. She's gonna tell us. You ruined it.
We always talk at the end of the meeting about you guys not getting up here, so thank you for finally breaking the ice on that one. All right, just probably a few more here. All right, say you and 2 friends win tickets for a cruise. These are your 2 best friends, but they're currently locked in a feud. How do you get out of this pickle? Volunteers. Tiffany?
Okay.
Tiffany!
So I have 2 best friends and they're in a feud.
Yes, and you're about to go on a cruise with them.
Oh snap.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What I would do is, I would just want to have like, I think the key of why people, get in fights is because there's a miscommunication of some sort. One party does not understand, where the other party's coming from, and so that is why they're either mad or upset or, have beef with whoever. So what I would do, because obviously I'm not going to miss the opportunity of going on a free cruise with like amazing food and the ocean views and like just chilling by the pool. So what I would do I would sit them down and be like, hey, hash it out. Like this, we don't want to miss this. This is, paid for and we should enjoy it together. And I don't want to have the 2 of you, bickering at each other. It would just ruin the entire experience. So I think, and if that would mean me being like the go-between those 2 for a little while, but getting them together, sitting them down, talking it out, because I think that's the major point of, why people have, miscommunication with each other. That's what I would do, Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, I think maybe 2-ish more. This one's kind of a light question, so maybe a new face can get up here. Would you rather visit a big city or a countryside, and why? Chris.
All right, so would I rather visit a big city or a countryside? Does countryside include beach?
Countryside can be anything that you want to see, so yes.
Okay, so then, we're going to the beach. And the reason we're going to the beach is because the beach is a fun and exciting place. You can do so much at the beach. You can swim, you can surf if you know how, which I do not, so I would not be surfing. You can run on the beach. You can play frisbee on the beach, which is awesome. Frisbee is fantastic. I mean, you can just sit there and read a book. Probably that's one of my favorite things to do on a beach. Really? Sit there and read a book, you say? Yes. Sit there and read a book. A very, very good book. In my case, it would probably be Ender's Game or any of these Succession books that follow that because they are all very, very fantastic. And again, I know, reading a book on a beach, right? I mean, at least look around a little bit. No. I mean, sand in your toes, book in your hands. It's fantastic. I mean, it's the dream of the scholarly person. I don't know. Some people really like to party. I'll take a book on the beach because for me, that's what I enjoy doing. Thank you.
I can definitely relate to the book on the beach. I don't know why the beach is necessary. Maybe just a good book in a house setting.
Nice breeze.
Yeah, I don't know.
Usually.
Yeah, well, weed relief. Wow. Word of the day there. Wow. All right, last one here. What is the strangest culinary item that you have ever eaten or ever heard of? And what made it so strange? And if you've tried it, what did it taste like? Ooh, Diana.
So in terms of strange culinary items, there's actually a few choices I have. I come from a Ukrainian family. I was born here, but my parents immigrated to the United States, and they have a lot of really strange traditional foods that I eat because, you know, it's healthy and it's, you know, the traditions. And, you know, I don't mind eating it, but I definitely don't approve. Like, for example, a lot of the recipes that got passed down because the Ukraine kind of started out in a very, it was not a very rich country. For example, in Italy, there's a really rich history of their traditions that get passed down. So you go to an Italian restaurant, there's a lot of cheese, a lot of butter, you know, it tastes really good. For Ukrainians, it's kind of more scarce. So a lot of the food kind of, you know, from scratch. So there's a lot of vegetables, a lot of, you know, we had, for example, you live on a farm, so there's like this meat left over, so you have to make something up. That's kind of a tradition that gets passed down. So it's not a very, I would say it's delicious food. It's definitely healthy, but for culinary items, I would say that that's pretty much it. Thank you.
I can only assume what sort of leftover meat we were talking about there on the farm. Thank you for that visual. With that, I'd like to wrap up the table topics part of our meeting and turn control